Back with Alden Chodash of AldenBoxing.com. Past week, Alden, on ESPN, Wednesday night fights, it was Juan Urango with a devastating knockout of Wilfredo Vilches. First off, what do you think of the knockout and the performance? Second of all, do you think Urango now steps up and beats Paulie Malignaggi for the title?
The knockout was exceptional. The performance wasn't bad leading up into the knockout. He obviously didn't get in a lucky shot. He pursued Vilches, opened up his openings, and eventually got him out of there with a big shot. Against Paulie Malignaggi, it's a totally different fighter. Both have Vilches, although he tried to box, is just too old and too battle-worn to do so. Malignaggi is at his best. He's one of the best hit-and-run fighters in the world right now, and I don't think Urango would make contact with him too much. But Malignaggi is a totally different opponent. I think Urango should stay away from that kind of opposition and go up against fighters who like to exchange more, such as maybe a Junior Witter or a Demetrius Hopkins in the 140-pound division. I think Malignaggi would be too much, but Urango is still probably one of the better 140-pounders in the world right now.
Okay. And now on the undercard, it was Joe Greene, Mean Joe Greene, former amateur standout. He stays unbeaten with a victory over African fighter Joshua O'Kane. And what do you think of Greene's performance?
It was very unimpressive. He had to resort to roundhouse tactics to get O'Kane out of there. It wasn't a very clean knockout. It came off of several looping lefts and right hooks, which he threw throughout the fight. So it was a very unimpressive performance for Joe Greene, who didn't show much craft at all, and allowed an overmatched fighter like O'Kane to extend him as far as he did. Joe Greene, I don't think he is a prospect to look out for.
Okay. Upcoming fights this week on Wednesday from Western Canada. It's once beaten Joel Julio taking on Ishe Smith. Who do you think wins?
I think Joel Julio wins that fight. He's more technically sound than Ishe Smith, and he's battle-tested against better opposition. He's rebuilding himself definitely in terms of confidence since two bad performances, one a losing effort against Carlos Quintana, and the other a close decision win in which he was put down by aging veteran Cosme Rivera. But since then he's racked up a couple victories, especially one exceptional one against Cornelius Bundridge, which has more value to it after Bundridge did what he did against Qasim Uma. So Joel Julio is definitely rebuilding himself, and Ishe Smith hasn't been too active lately, and I see him being yet another knockout victim to Joel Julio.
Okay, on Friday, Showtime, it's Anthony Hanshaw taking on Andre Direll. Is there any way this could be an exciting fight?
No, this definitely doesn't have the making of an exciting fight, and it looks like a good fight stylistically for Andre Direll. Anthony Hanshaw is a good boxer against fighters that come at him, but obviously this is the kind of opposition that's going to force Hanshaw to press. And I think Direll's height and reach is going to give him a big advantage, and he's going to win fights the way he has throughout his professional career, a very ungloomy professional career, but he remains undefeated, and I think he's going to remain undefeated after Friday night.
Okay, and of course on Saturday from Carson, California, you'll be in the audience when Oscar De La Hoya takes on Stevie Forbes. Is there any way that Forbes could make this a dangerous fight for Oscar?
I don't think Forbes has a chance of winning, but yeah, Forbes is going to make this somewhat dangerous fight. I'm pretty sure he's going to last the distance with his experience. Oscar probably is overlooking Forbes despite all the pleads that he is not going to make the same mistake he made against Felix Sturm and probably several other opponents throughout Oscar De La Hoya's career. But I think he will overlook Forbes. I think Forbes definitely will last the distance with his experience. I just don't think he's strong enough to really make an impact on Oscar De La Hoya and get De La Hoya to respect him. Forbes wasn't really regarded as a puncher at 130, 135, 140, and he's jumping all the way up to 154, where Oscar has to grind down to make that weight. So Oscar's really a natural middleweight probably at this point of his career, and Forbes probably should be fighting at 140. So on paper it's a mismatch, but I think Forbes gets himself through 10 rounds with his experience, excuse me. But De La Hoya should win.
Okay, great. Thanks, Alden, for talking to us. Remember to check out aldenboxing.com and fightfan.com for more information. Bye-bye.